Hey guys, it's Akinea here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be playing another new game. This one's called Motorsport Manager, and it is one of the games that I picked up at the Steam Summer Sale, and I have not been able to stop playing since I picked that up. So I've racked up a large amount of game time on this, and I was like, okay, I need to stop playing this to record videos for my channel, and I was like, I don't want to, so let's just record this game. So I'm not sure how you guys are going to enjoy this. I have been playing it a bit, but we're going to start a brand new game, a brand new career, and we're going to give this a go. So if you like this video or you like this game and would like to see me play more of it, you need to let me know down in the comments or give it a like, because I want to keep playing this for this channel. So we're not going to play with the tutorials because as I've said, been doing this for quite a long time. We are going to do short because hopefully that will make it a little bit more manageable in terms of time played for the channel. So we're going to do a new game. So we're going to say Akinea games. Dun, dun, dun. I am a female. I am like super duper pale. None of these hairstyles match with me, but we're just going to go with the one that I like the most, which is that one, I think, and not glasses because I don't have glasses. And I kind of have like brown hair, but there's not really a nice brown hair color. Yeah, let's go with that one. That's kind of the most like my hair. And we're going to be born on the 1st of the 1st, 1996, because why not? And of course you guys know I am from Australia, so we're going to be from Australia. So we've got a little bit of options with the backstory. So the backstory, each of the backstories except for one has some sort of positive thing that it helps you out a little bit. So this one is driver feedback, which is very, very important. It gives the driver, it helps the driver give you feedback on how the car is running so you can fix the car. An ex-engineer makes it easier to make and design new parts. Financial makes the payments that you have to pay to be in each race and 4 different people 5% less, and you get an extra +4 voting each time. For Politico, which I don't really care about that, so we're going to go with the financial background to make our payments just a little bit less, because I always have trouble with the payments. So there are two options with this game. The first one is you can choose a team that already exists and you can play with that team and try and get that team to the very top level, or you can create a new team and you build your own team and you try and build a new team from the ground up and be like the best team. So we're going to create a new team, and we are going to go to the easiest one, which is the European Racing, and the goal is going to be that we're going to eventually make our way up to the top. Not sure how well that's going to go, but we shall see. So let's get into the European Racing Series. Oh, I love this game so much. Oh, did I not click the right button? Back we go. We're going to create a team in the European Racing. Yay! Okay, so we're going to call it Akinea Racing because that's what it popped up with, and that makes sense. Logo design, we're going to use purple or black. Purple and black. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to like that. Let's apply that and see if there's anything that I'm going to like. That's not bad, but it's kind of hard to see. And that's even harder to see. Oh, that's definitely harder to see. But what about if we did that and then made the primary color the darker one? I don't know if I like that. No, let's leave that one. Let's go to white for this one again. Let's add that color. What about if we do the primary color is this one? That's kind of cute. Ooh, too many options. I don't like so many options. That's kind of like understated and nice. I think I will go with this one. Let's do it. Team uniform, of course, has to be our colors. So let's do that. Do we want it dark or white stripe? Let's do a white stripe. Alright, and then what do we make our car look like? So I think we'll do bright purple, white, and then we'll do the dark purple and black. Excellent. So now we get a few choices of what we actually want the actual car to look like. So I have no idea. Racing stripes are nice. Racing stripes. Racing stripes. I'm not a big fan of any of these. Let's do that one. It's got like little flames and stripes and stuff all over the place, which is nice. Continue. We finished creating our new team. Now we need to choose which investment banker we are going to go with. So each one gives you a little bit of a different bonus. So the first one, you get a good car for the first season, but you get a small financial package. The second one, you get good team marketability, so you can get more sponsors, and a medium starting package and medium pressure. And then the last one, you get a pre-built test track, which means that you can make better engines, I think it is, but you get a larger starting financial pack, but there's a lot higher pressure on you to succeed. I think we're going to go with that one, because building a test track costs like $8 million, so it's good if we don't have to do that. Yeah. So I'm not sure how we're going to go. We might get out like very, very quickly, but we shall see. We shall see. Alrighty. So this is our kind of main home screen. So on here, we've got our little setup here. So we've got our 2 race car drivers, the people that race for us, which they're not very good drivers, so we'll have to hire some new ones soon. Then we've got our car, we've got our chairman's happiness. So if they are happy with us, everything is good. If they are not happy with us, we'll be fired. Then this is information about us. So the best in the championship is at the top. We are where the bar graph is, so we're very, very low. We're currently like 10th to 7th in everything, which is not good. And then this tells us what work we have in progress, and this is other people in our division. Then this is our stats, so things that we need to know. This is our mail, so we get mail most days, and it's just important information. Like this one here, we're setting our target for our first season. Do we think that we are going to be able to make it up to 8th, or do we think that we're only going to be make it to 10th? I think we're going to go for 8th. If we don't manage to make this, we may get fired, which would suck, but fingers crossed. But our drivers are awful, our designer is awful, and our mechanics are awful. So we need to start hiring some new people. ASAP. ASAP is not a word. ASAP is what I'm looking for. So there's different racing series. So there's the Asia Pacific Cup. There's the European one, which is what we're on. Ooh, is this a driver or a mechanic? Approach mechanic. Interested. So we need to be able to get different mechanics from different places at a better rate. So we have to come up with their contract, and a contract that they're going to be happy with. If they're not happy with it, they'll say no, and we can either renegotiate, or they'll be angry at us for like the rest of forever. So because wages are important to her, we want to give her wages that are higher than her existing contract and are likely to make her want to come and join us. She prefers a medium contract. I don't mind that. That's fine. She wants us to pay it all, so we're going to pay it all. So you can choose to have a few things that are not what they want, or you can choose to give them everything they want. But the first run through, you kind of want to go a little bit lower than what you think they're going to want, because they have at least 2 chances. They give you at least 2 chances. And bonus size is quite important. So let's go, if she gets us 5th or above, we give her $54,000. So that's our first contract offer, and we'll get a response from that, and then we'll have to kind of fix the contract based on how she thinks it needs to be fixed, if that makes sense. So we need a few. So who was that? Was that Eve? I think so. We need a few good people, so we're going to approach a few mechanics, see if we can find some people that would work well for us. Might not happen, but we did Eve. What about Johnny Jenkins? Is he the one I just approached? No, he is interested. So this guy's not quite as good, so we're going to go a little bit less with him. His current is 20, so we're going to go 22. He wants a long contract. I'm fine with that. He doesn't mind who pays that, so let's do an even split right down the center. Signing on fee isn't important, so we'll just do... Yeah, it's not important, so let's not do it, but... And bonus size isn't important, but we're going to give him a bonus size anyway. But we'll do 5th or above for $30,000. So we're going to see what he thinks of that. He'll probably come back and say we're not going to give him enough for his wages, but we shall see. So that's the same with the designer as well. So you can go through and you can look at the designers and you can pick one that you like the look of and approach them, and it's exactly the same. You don't need to worry about anything else. Let's give him some nice wages. That'll do. He wants us to pay it. He wants a nice sign-on fee. That's probably not a nice sign-on fee. Let's do that one, and we'll do the same thing, 5th or above. 50 something, 54. Alright, so we've got 3 proposals out there sent out, ready to go. Ooh, we probably should have checked that first. That's fine. And then our drivers. So with the drivers, it's a little bit different because you need to actually scout your drivers and see what they're like in terms of their racing ability, because you don't want a driver that's not going to be a good driver. Go back, please. Back. Back. There we go. So yeah, we can scout 3 drivers at a time. I think we can also have drivers in the kind of queue. So over time, all of these drivers that I'm clicking on right now will get more information about them and their abilities and the things that they want from a contract in case we want to hire them. So yeah, there's the people that we want to kind of check out straight away. So we have 16 days until our first race. Let's have a look at our parts. We need to start improving our parts a little bit. The very important thing with these races are the reliability, because if it breaks down halfway through, then we are probably going to have huge issues. So each race has different things that are important. So if you can see there, in the next race that we're going to do, top speed and acceleration are very, very important. So we're going to be improving probably our top speed first. So we're just going to have our guys kind of work on that, try and improve that as much as possible before the actual race. Might not go too well, but we'll see how it goes. And then that's all we're going to do until we get our contracts back, because you can see the little yellow bars there tell us when the contracts are going to happen. So let's see what they said. Contract offer accepted. Sounds good. Let's sign it. So we now have a brand new member of staff, which is a lead designer. So let's continue to our finances. We have to break the clause that we've currently got. We have to sign on for him because he wanted the sign-on fee. So it's going to cost us $389,000 for this. Let's do it. It's a lot of money. Then the other 2 are still considering. Before I continue on again, I kind of want to look at our headquarters, because we haven't talked about the headquarters because I forgot about it. This is where all of the important things are. So we can put in some new buildings, and each of the buildings give us some more things. So the staff center gives our drivers better fitness and focus, and the staff better stats. Scouting facilities allow us to see more people in the scouting, and forecasting center allows us to see what the weather's going to be like during the races. So we're going to start by building a staff center, because it takes a very long time, and we've got the most money right now when I'm not worried about money, which makes sense. And then we also have upgraded buildings, so we can upgrade a few buildings to make life a little bit better. So to increase developmental staff, whatever that means, I don't know, open different buildings and give you more improvement slots. So I'm going to improve the factory, because that is very, very important, that we are able to improve a lot of things very quickly, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm talking a lot, and I'm sorry if this is getting very boring for you guys. But yeah, we're just going to continue again until we get our next contract offer, or until we get our next thing that we need to respond to. Interview request with Central Sports Network. Congratulations. Are you interested in doing an interview? Yes. Alright, well, you've certainly picked a tough task for your first job. Are you expecting to pick up many points? I'm quite confident we'll manage a few decent finishes. This dude is our top driver, seen by the fans as the top driver. Do you agree? I think I'm lucky enough to inherited 2 great drivers. Finished in 10th in the team championship. Do I think that's accurate? I think we'll do better, which is good. That's what our chairman was very happy with that. Your financial skills aren't in doubt, but something are skeptical about whether or not you belong in the world of motorsport. What are you going to say to them? They're foolish to question me, or I understand their concerns. I understand the concerns. Alright, so interview finished. That's exciting. And let's continue. I'm just going to click continue again, because then we'll have 2 contract proposals ready to go. Alright, so this dude has accepted the contract, which is super exciting. So let's sign him on, and he can replace who's worse out of these 2. They're both worse. I'm just gonna get rid of this dude. Hopefully the other person will accept. Oh no, he didn't. He was very unhappy and very insulted. Uh-oh. So he was happy with the contract length. He was happy with the buyout clause. He was insulted by our sign-on fee, so we're going to add a few zeros to that. Race bonus he was okay with, but he was not happy with his wage. Or her wage, sorry, Eve. So this one, because this button, this section here is the patience that the person has. If they are running very low on patience, or it's a very, very bad offer, then you are not likely to get another chance. But in this case, she wasn't too upset by it, so she gave us another possible chance after that, which is good. However, she does not get that contract proposal back for a while. Okay, last thing before we go on to the actual race. We have a lot of race bonus sponsors and fixed payment sponsors. So each of these gives us a different benefit for different upfront payments and bonus race payments. So for instance, RustJet Airways gives us an upfront payment of $1 million, and each race where we choose RustJet Airways, if we get 16th or above, they pay us $75,000. So that's fairly decent. I'm going to accept that because I don't think we're going to do very well in the first couple of races, so it's good to have that little one down there. This one here, if we get 2nd or above, we can either get a bonus payment of $700,000 with a $0 upfront payment, or we can get $100,000 upfront and then a bonus payment per race of $650,000 if we get 2nd or above. So I'm going to accept this one that's going to give us a little bit of upfront money, because we're probably not going to get 2nd, so at least we're getting something from that sponsor. This one, I'm going to have the same problem with this one as I had with the other one. It's not got an upfront payment, so I don't really want it, so we're just going to leave that one empty for the moment. These ones are a bit different. These ones don't give you money based on what you get. They give you money based on each race that you do for them. So for these ones, it's better if you get a fixed pay per race instead of an upfront payment. So I am going to accept the one that gives us an upfront payment, and then it will give us per race $200,000, which is very, very good. And then we'll leave the other ones until we get something better at a later stage. So we just need to quickly skip over all our mail, and we're going to get onto the races. Alrighty, so the first race of the season, we have to choose a sponsor. I'm going to say we're probably going to get 16th or above, so we're going to select that one. Our cars are fitted with parts already, so we're just going to go straight to the race. Alrighty. So this is our first race as a team. Akinea Racing is having its first race, which is exciting, but also nerve-wracking because I don't know how we're going to do. And I'm play this game a lot, but I'm not very good at this game, so don't expect me to be 100% perfect at winning these races. The thing about this game is you don't actually race the races, you are here in a management capacity. So instead of being one of those games where you have to be very good at actually playing the game and racing to be able to win, you just manage how they race. So you're in charge of when to pit stop, the tires to put on, how the car is running, the fuel that you're using, and things like that, which is very, very interesting and not something that usually happens in race games. So I find it very, very interesting, so that you're in charge of quite a lot of things, and there's quite a bit to think about before you actually start racing. So this is going to be a bit of a longer episode, by the way, guys. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm talking for a very long time, but yeah. So there's 3 main things that are important in your actual car's handling. So the first one is downforce, then the actual handling of the car, so the steering, and the acceleration or top speed. So you've kind of got to, each race is going to be slightly different as to how the car needs to be set up. And there's 2 ways that you can work that out. The first way is a mechanic's recommendation, which is this little green bar here. So you just change the wing angles depending on how you think it is going to need to be based on the mechanic's recommendation and the map, so what the map looks like. And then these ones down here are for the steering and the speed balance. But you notice every time you move the gear ratios, the two ones at the bottom, they both move in opposite directions. So you kind of need to balance which ones you're moving and kind of work out what's going to be best. But currently all of my little yellow sections, which is the current ones, are within the recommendations from the mechanic. So I'm happy with that. This one is already like that, so we're going to leave them both there, and we're going to go to the practice session. So this is the other important way that you can kind of work out how to properly get your car set up so that it runs well. So we're going to send our people out for 2 laps, and they are going to go around, and then they're going to give us feedback on how the car is running on this particular track at this particular time. So that gives us some very, very useful information. So we're just going to do that for both of our guys, and we're just going to speed it up as they go around. So yeah, the important things, or some interesting things I guess on this screen here, is you can see we've got 2 people running at the same time. We can see our particular people, if they have anything in particular that is going to affect how they're driving. So at the moment, this guy here, which is our reserve driver, is complacent, so he loses a little bit of focus, and this guy's got nothing active. Other things that are important, you can see up the top here, we've got all of our drivers in order of the time of their lap. We get radio messages telling us about how the different things are. So the handling is feeling superb and the gear ratios is good. We can put in a strategy. So we can put our strategy as overtake, which uses more fuel but makes it go faster. An attack for tyre wear means that they are more likely to be risky with their tyres, which makes them wear down faster but can also make them get further up in the track. So it's kind of, you kind of got to put the strategy at the right place at the right time so that you can minimize pit stops and maximize your wins. Whew, this is a lot of information coming at you right now. Yeah, so over time they gain a little bit more information about the setup and how the setup is feeling for them. And when they come back into the pits, we'll have a little bit more information so we can fine tune the way that we've set up the car, which is really, really good. So currently this dude's on the top for both of them, and this dude was on the middle for both of them. And then one of them ran out of fuel and the other one didn't. So that's something that we need to keep in mind when we're actually racing. Alright, so let's have a look. So we did pretty good with our estimation. I think we need to move our handling down a little bit. I think that might make it a little bit better. Our downforce isn't great either, so we might change it down a little bit this way. See how that goes. This might be a little bit too different, but we're just going to send him back out on the same tyres, and he can run around and check that out. He's probably not going to do a very good lap time because it's currently really wet, but we'll see. And then this guy here, we got an excellent for the downforce, so we don't want to move the downforce at all, but the speed balance and the handling were not good. So we're going to change the speed balance and the handling just a little bit, and then we're going to send him out again, but this time we're going to send him out on the tires that are meant for when you have water on the track. So let's send this guy out as well. And there's 5 minutes in game time left of their race, so they'll probably get through one more lap before they get sent back in and practice is over. So we need to make sure that we have a good understanding of how the system is running at the moment to then be able to do very, very good in the next race, hopefully. So I'm probably just going to let it run from now on. I think we've done everything that we need to do for this to be a functional setup, and I will probably fast forward this little section for the next couple of minutes until we get to the actual race. So I shall see you then. Taken from the sea, taken far away from where we used to be, and all that was beside you, and all that was with me is falling far away from Okay, so we've done our racing practice session where we've kind of changed the setup of our cars a little bit. And currently from that practice session, in terms of our time, we are sitting in 8th place with our first rider, and our second rider, driver, is in 19th. So big difference between those two. Hopefully we can improve those numbers a little bit later in the actual race, but I'm not 100% confident that we're going to do very well because we haven't improved our car very much just yet. So before the actual race starts, the last thing we need to do is we can get these little performance boosters. So we can get an extra 10% performance increase on the race trim and an extra 5% on super soft tires. So we're going to do that for both of these guys. Over time, you get more things from the mechanics and stuff like that. But until we get those, this is what we've got. So we earn these during the practice session based on the tires that we use and the amount of time we spend on the track and the people that we have riding on the track, driving. Next, we can do our last little update of the way that the car is going. So we can look back at other things that we've used before, and then we need to try and change what we've got based on what our information is telling us. So in this one, I think we need to go a little bit higher. The same with the speed balance needs to go this way a bit more, I think. That must maybe be a bit too much. Let's just go there. So I think this is going to be a good setup for us. So we're going to continue with that. We're going to go on the super soft tires because they are a little bit more speedy, and we want speed at the very start to try and get ahead of everyone else. And then fuel options, we're going to go full 8 laps because it would be silly to not have a full tank of petrol at the start. And then the other car is in a pretty good setup. I don't really want to change anything in case I make it worse, so we're just going to leave that one as is. And then the last thing we need to do before the actual race is tell them their strategy for the start of the race. So we're going to go with attack and overtake. Overtake, please. Because you want to get as fast as you can out of the section and out of the big bulk of the cars. Because if you get stuck in that big bulk of cars, you're pretty much doomed. So that's what we're going to do first. We're all set up. We're all good to go. We're now looking at where we're sitting in the grid for the starting race, which we're not very close to the top. We're currently at 11th and I think 18th out of 20. So somehow we're currently sitting in champion position third. But yeah, we've got 5 lights to go and then we are off. So I'm just going to fast forward it because it takes a long time otherwise. And since we're not actually driving, we're just focusing on, we need to be paying attention to number 1, how much fuel is left in the car. Number 2, how the tires are wearing. And number 3, the actual condition of the car. Because we need to be pitting at the appropriate time so that we don't have too many pits, but also so that we don't run out of fuel or our tires don't wear down completely. So we're going to turn off attack and go to just neutral for the moment because our tires are wearing down very, very quickly. Fuel should be okay. But we also need to be thinking about, I have two drivers on at the same time. I don't want them to be pitting at the same time because then they'll queue up behind each other, which would not be very good for us. Ooh, somebody crashed. Are we on a... No, we're on a normal flag, okay. And also, both of these cars, you can see the condition of all of their individual parts. And each of those parts takes... Oh. She crashed. Whoops. Each of the parts has a different amount of wear on it. So currently, Faith Anthony is now out because she crashed and all of her parts are not looking very good. But there's also a lot of people that crash. So as long as we don't crash as Gomez, we will meet our objective. Whoops, I just clicked a button. Oh, goodness. Why am I spinning? I don't want to be spinning. Stop spinning. Stop spinning. Oh my goodness, why is it spinning? I don't want it to spin. Oh my goodness. Can I go back to Anthony and stop spinning now, please? Why are we spinning? I don't get why we're spinning. Stop. Ah! Stop! Okay. Please say that helped. Nope, we're still spinning. I don't want it to spin. Let's go to 2D. Why are we spinning? I'm so confused. Oh, we need to pit. Okay, let's go into the pit. So at the pit, it tells you how many laps are left. It also tells you how much fuel you'll have left when you pit. And then you need to make sure you're changing your tires as well as keeping an eye on how your parts are looking. So probably our engine is going to need to be fixed by the end of the race, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Mainly because it's still at 44% and it's probably going to go back down by the next one. You can also choose if you want to do a safe pit stop, which will take a little bit longer, a balanced pit stop, which kind of is balanced between the time spared and the risk, or a fast pit stop, which is probably more than likely you're not going to do very well on. So we're just going to do a balanced one. And oh goodness, I don't like this at all. We are just apparently going to be spinning. I don't even know how I made that spin, but it's very, very annoying and I really don't like it. Okay, so why are we... Did I run out of fuel? No. Oh, we were pitting. Oh my goodness. Stop with the spinning. I don't like spinning. I don't know why this is happening. Whoopsies. Okay, we're just going to apparently keep spinning for the rest of the day. If I slow down the race, is it going to spin less? No. Oh my goodness, I'm starting to feel dizzy. Don't do this to me. I'm literally having to hold the screen into a good position so I stop spinning, which is the most annoying thing ever. Stop. Stop. Whoops. Nope, don't do that. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to Gomez. So we're currently in 16th position, which is not great. Oh my goodness. What is with the spinning? Okay, stop. Why is it spinning? I don't even know what would change that. Let's take off that. See if that helps. Probably won't. Nope. I don't know why it's spinning. It's never done that before and it's very, very confusing and I don't know what's happening and I'm feeling dizzy and I'm not even looking at it now. Okay. I guess let's turn everything off. See if that's still spinning. Oh goodness, that's worse, 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 worse. Let's turn everything back on. Alright, I think I'm going to restart the game, but I can't do that in the middle of the race. So we're going to have to deal with the spinning until the end of the race. So, currently we're in 15th place. We won't need to pit for another few laps. After that, we might need to pit a few times. But hopefully, everything turns out fine. What? Maybe I did something over here. It's literally like... Stop talking about the spinning. Stop talking about the spinning. Stop talking about the spinning. Yeah, so hopefully some of the people in front of us are going to need to pit soon and we can overtake them. But until that point, we're just going to have to hope that we will do a little bit better than 16, which we currently are. But we also need to be keeping an eye on our fuel. We need to be keeping an eye on our tyre wear, which is not doing well. So we're probably going to go in and pit after this lap. We're going to put on how many... We've got 6 laps remaining, so we're going to fill up probably all of the laps of fuel because I don't want to run out of fuel because that would suck. Part condition, our engine is definitely going, so we definitely need that. Everything else should be fine till the end of the race, and we're going to do a balance section. This is going to take a very long time to pit, so probably we're going to go back into 16th after this, but it could be worse. Stop spinning! Oh my goodness. I really hope none of you guys are feeling dizzy right now, because I'm feeling dizzy right now, and it sucks. Whoops, I did that again. Stop doing that. Come on. Stop spinning me. So yeah, we did the pit stop there, but we made a mistake, which meant it took a longer time, but we are still in 15th. But where is 16th person? 16th person is quite a long way away from us, so we'll probably survive this. And unless we catch up with this dude in 14th, which is possible, we might actually, don't look at the screen, overtake, put us up to the very aggressive mode. Oh my goodness. Stop spinning. Yeah, as soon as this is over, I'm going to exit the game so this doesn't happen again. It should not be doing this, and I don't know what is doing this, but we'll work it out. Yes, so we're going to keep an eye on the tyres. I've got the tyres down to the 3rd level so that we're not using too much of it, because we've still got 3 laps left. Stop clicking out of the game and doing that. I am so sorry, guys. But we're going to push the engine on pretty high because we've got excess fuel. Actually, no, let's put it down to medium again, because it's going to stop us from doing a very good job if brakes kind of go out on us, which I really hope they won't. Are you feeling dizzy now? Because I'm feeling dizzy now. I don't know why it's doing that. I must have clicked something that made it do that, and I don't know what it was, and it's just irritating me now. I really don't like it. Maybe it was because Faith Anthony crashed. I don't know. Yeah, but we've got 1 lap left. This is going to be our last lap. If we can get through this lap in relatively okay condition, then we should be fine. We are not going to do all 18 laps, because as soon as the first place person passes the finish line, everyone that passes after them just gets the position that they pass in. So we're currently behind first place, so we're going to finish after this. So we're now finished. We finished in 13th place because 12th place just overtook us, but 13th place is still pretty good. So now we just need to wait for the last 4 cars to finish, and then the race will be up and we'll be able to see the standings. Oh, thank goodness we can stop spinning now. Nope. Stop spinning. Stop it. Stop. Stop spinning. Okay. We've stopped spinning. Oh, that was not good on my eyes. I don't know why it did that. I've never seen it do that before, and I've been playing this game for like the entire week, like non-stop. So I don't know what I did there. It should not be doing that. Hopefully it does not do that again. But yeah, we came in 13th place, which is fairly decent. In comparison to everyone else, we had pretty much the same amount of pit stops as everyone else. We did 2 pit stops. There are a few people that did 3 pit stops. So I think we did fairly good in terms of that. Of course, Faith Anthony got out. She crashed in the 2nd lap, but she crashed after 3 other people that crashed, so she got into 17th place, which is pretty good. So then at the end of each race, they check to make sure that you've not done anything wrong with any of your parts, which is something that you can choose to do. There's different levels of risk based on what part you're making. So you can take the risk as to whether your part will be found and you'll get penalized for that, or if you just want a better car, whether or not your part will be found and you want to take that risk. So yeah, each person gets a certain amount of points based on their position, which is basic stuff in racing. So 17th place, she got 4th, and Andre Gomez got 13th. So that's going to be their position in the overall standings for this season. 17th for Faith Anthony and 13th for Andre Gomez. And overall, we're currently sitting in 7th spot, tied with the people in 8th spot. So not too bad for our first round. So that's pretty much what a racing setup is like. It's usually a lot easier when you're not spinning around in circles and going crazy, which is very much not fun. I really hope that doesn't happen again. But after that, between the next 2 races, we need to be thinking about, how do we want to improve our car? Do we want to get more drivers? Do we want to get better drivers? Do we want to buy a new building? What type of sponsors do we want? Do we need to make our people better at fitness? Do we need to improve their adaptability? Things like that. And there's a lot of different intricacies, like their moral changes, their relationship with the mechanic changes how they drive. How they're feeling about you changes how they drive, all of the drivers. Your chairman, if the chairman gets unhappy, then they will kick you out and fire you. If your team marketability gets low, you won't get sponsors. If your marketability is really high, you'll get the good sponsors. So there's lots of little intricate details that we need to be thinking about in order for us to do really, really well in this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a like down below. If you would like to see more of this game, leave that down in the comment section, as well as any suggestions or anything like that. Yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this, because I've been loving playing this game lately and I would like to play some more of it for you guys. If you would not like to see that, that's fine. Just let me know in the comments and we'll go back to one of the other games that we've been playing, or a game that you suggest if you want to suggest something. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely day. Keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!